Hi, my name's Bryce from Teach Tek. In this video, we're going to give a quick overview of just the home screen and the sidebars. Okay, so starting on our home screen here, on our far left-hand side, we have our whiteboard. This app has got a lot to it. Okay, so it is going to be covered in a separate video where we can cover it in depth and sort of give it the value and time it deserves. The next one along is just our apps. So if we click on apps here, it brings up our apps page. All right, so it shows anything that's pre-installed. These individual apps will sort of cover if we need to in individual videos, but for now, that's how we access them. If you click on the blue bar on the side here, it will just take us back to our home page. The third one along on the home page here is our laptop USB-C. Now that USB-C laptop connection there, that just goes from an input on the back here, and it goes out to your laptop or any other device that can plug in via USB-C. If we were to click on that, that will just bring up that as an input. It does allow audio, video, and touch from that one cable as well, okay? The next one along is our HDMI 3 side connection. Now that's on the far side of this display. There's a USB-A and a HDMI there. If you plug in both of them, it will allow video, audio, and touch. If you just plug in the HDMI, you will only have video and audio. Okay, so there'll be no touchability on that one. So Chromium is just a browser app. So it'd be the same as what you use on your laptop, phones, anything like that. Okay? It will be covered in a separate video. There's a few little things to it, but essentially, if you can handle a browser on your laptop or on a phone, you'll be able to do it through here, okay? Exactly the same. Now on the side here, we do have some arrows. There's an arrow on each side. It brings up the same menu. Now with this menu, that top button here is just a close arrow, so it minimizes it, allows you to see the entire screen again. Now, if we were to reopen that, the second button down is our home button. So no matter what input you're on, if you click that home button, you will come back to this home screen here, okay? And it will be quite quick. Third one down is just our source input. So if we open this up, you can see there's a whole bunch of different sources here. Now our background, we like to preset it with what's going to be most beneficial and useful for your school. The volume set to 8 right here, which is obviously looks quite low, but in a classroom setting, you won't want to go too much beyond that if it's a quiet classroom, because it's going to allow a lot of sound to come out of this screen, and it can get quite loud. And to be honest, if you go over sort of 40 or 50, you start to get to the point where other classrooms are going to be able to clearly hear you through a wall. Okay, so you do want to be mindful of that it does have the ability to go really loud, and that you do start low and sort of work your way up. Now the next button down is just adjusting our brightness. So it's on 80 right now. If you've got a room that's very well lit, you may want to up that brightness a bit more. If you've got a room that's dark and you've got your lights off, you can sort of dull that down a bit just so it doesn't look quite as offensive on your eyes. So to make this disappear, we can click on the back arrow just over here. All right, let's bring up our menu again. This third one down, or fourth one down I should say, is just our annotation. Now that's just going to overlay over the top of the screen. If you're on any input, that's going to overlay over the top there. There's a few options you've got down the bottom here. So you've got pen. If you open up that, you can change the color, you can change the thickness of the line, have a bit of a play there. You've also got an eraser, which can either do small erasing with the pen, or you can use the side of your hand and do quite large lines. So if I were to quickly draw something just over the top here, I can just make that disappear. I've also got the ability just to slide and clear everything at all with one simple button. Now the next one along is save. So if you've annotated over, say, a PowerPoint, and it's something you think is going to be beneficial for students, you can save that as an image, and then you can distribute that to students in whichever way is going to be most simplest for you. Now, this next button along is just going to close off annotation and get rid of it and bring us back to our home screen. If I open up the side again here, you've got a settings button. Now, if you were to click on that, it will bring up a range of settings. Generally, there shouldn't be too much that you'll have to worry about within this section, okay? It's all going to be preset. Now, if we were to open that again, this next one down is just our favorites section. So there's currently 3 favorites in here, which is Chrome, Calculator, and File Manager. If you wanted to add more, you click on the little plus button here, and it brings up just our apps page, just like you saw on the background. And you can click on any of these apps. If it highlights it as a favorite, it'll then appear in our menu along the side here, okay? Let's get out of that again. Now, continuing down, we have this little button here. Looks like it could be settings, but it is not, okay? The only option that opens up in there is the ability to lock out touch. So if you were to tap that, all right, it will put on a password and it will require a password to allow touch again. Now, that's just the default password. So typing in that password will make that lock disappear. So then I've got my ability to do touch again. Continuing further down, we have an information button, which is just going to show the serial number and a few other bits and pieces. Now, clicking that next button, this is just all our open apps. Okay, so if we do want to make them disappear, we can just swipe off to the side like you would with a phone, and it will close them off as we go. And then finally, we just have a return button, which we can click and it will bring us back to wherever we were previously. Okay, so it's not going to bring us necessarily back to the home screen. It will just bring us back one step from wherever we are. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful.